Yep, it's over. As you all know, Jeepers Creepers has pretty much come to an end. I'm not even going to mention that movie that came out, not even going to mention the name of it. But anyways, the franchise is officially dead. There's no way that it's going to come back. They've already tried. It failed horribly. That goes without saying. Yeah, the franchise has come to an end. Unfortunately, we had 3 really good movies. Despite what people say about 3 was really good. It laid a lot of groundwork for future movies. Go check out my video on Jeepers Creepers 3 down in the description, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I did an in-depth video on that as well. Might change your mind. But anyway, yes, we had 3 really good movies. I saw the potential in where the franchise could go. I even did a video on that. So go check out that one down in the description box as well. Both videos will be there. So you can get like a good take on what I'm trying to say. But anyway, yes, I saw the potential in 3 that they could have laid the groundwork for at least 4 to 5 more movies that took place in the same 23-day time span. But unfortunately, we're not going to get any of that due to the fact of the director's past, and which I want to discuss that here in a second. Victor Salva, the original writer and director of Jeepers Creepers, was convicted of a horrendous crime, back in the early 80s. And since then, he came out with Jeepers Creepers 1, 2, 3, as well as a lot of other good films since then. But unfortunately, once the internet became pretty big in the early 2000s, people started to, look you up. If you were a public figure, people were able to look you up, find out everything about you. Even if you wasn't a public figure, people could Google your name, and then, things would come up about you that, you didn't even know about or whatever. So anyways, people wonder like, well, how was he able to make all of these movies before, and then all of a sudden, all this stuff comes up? Well, it's the internet. Back when Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2 and the other movies he made came out, the internet wasn't a thing. It was probably a thing like for Washington, the government was using it. But when it finally got to us, Victor Salva had pretty much cemented himself, in Hollywood, making some really, really good movies. I mean, millions and millions of people saw Jeepers Creepers 1, they loved it, and immediately they began production on the second one. But by the end of the second one, going into the early 2000s, the internet came and just kind of revealed everything about his past. And I'm a big, huge, super big Jeepers Creepers fan. And so what did I do? Once I started finding out about it, I started doing my digging and research as well. Well, I didn't immediately stop at the crime. I went, a little bit beyond that and found out that it happened when he was 30 years old. Yeah, he was young, very young back then. And it happened when he was 30 years old. And since it has happened, he has done numerous things to try to, erase that, blemish off his past. I got to give him some credit for doing some of the things he's done. The family, he's given them like probably hundreds of apologies. Restitution has been given to the family. He's, done everything in Hollywood that he could do to erase this. But you know how the internet is, no matter what you do, they're not gonna, especially if no one sees it. If no one sees the good things that you do after you do something bad, you never did it. You know, they have to follow your every step. But you know, that's the entertainment business. If you do, you know, we are attracted to negative things. You know, if you look at the internet and YouTube and TikTok, the videos that get the most views are the ones with a lot of drama, you know, people fighting and all this kind of stuff. And a lot of the good videos that you see are all staged now. You know, you don't know what to believe anymore. But, you know, people fighting, you know, people cheating on each other, you know, different videos like that. And it's got to the point where people will even stage those videos just to try to get more views. So yeah, negativity always wins in things like this. I, for one, I would love for him to come back, because I think that's the only way the franchise will survive, if he comes back. He had a total vision for this film, and I knew that after watching 3. When I watched 3, I watched it a little bit different from the way other people watched it. Other people watched it and they were just looking at the special effects, just the little small surface things. You know, I literally was looking at the symbolism of the film. That's what I was looking at. And if you look at the symbolism of the film and you know, the certain lines the characters were using, you know, all of those things, you will see that there was a really big vision for this movie, and it was going in the right direction. Jeepers Creepers 3, it laid the groundwork for future movies, you know, but a lot of people don't see that. But like I say, I did a video on that. It's down in the description box. Go check it out. And I'll explain to you why Jeepers Creepers 3 was a really good movie, despite what people say. But anyways, yes, Victor Salva. I don't think we're gonna get any more Jeepers Creepers movies that will be as good as the ones that he did. I don't think he'll ever come back. That's why I say that it's over. The franchise is pretty much dead. If anyone else gets their hands on it, they're not gonna have the vision that he had. This man had a vision for this movie, and it was something that was gonna just blow our minds. I'm telling you, I can see it headed that direction. But we're not gonna see it unless Hollywood just goes to him and say, look, give us your story. Let us, since people don't like you, give us your story. We'll do it ourselves. You know, I don't know. I'm just talking, but you know, I don't know. But I do know this, that if they don't go to him, you're not gonna get the Jeepers Creepers that you wanted to see. You're not gonna get the Jeepers Creepers story, the character that they quote unquote call the creeper. We don't even know what the thing's name is. We were probably gonna get that. You know, remember at the end of 3, that lady said, we know what you are, you know, and everything. So we were gonna get a lot of stuff in 4, but it didn't happen, and it probably never will happen unless something gets worked out on the back end where he does come back, where Hollywood does get his story, pick his brain and say, hey, look, give us your story. I don't know. But yeah, that's not gonna happen, unfortunately. You know, he's not gonna be forgiven for this, despite all the things that he's done to erase that. And trust me, he has done a lot. I did some digging. I read, you know, go do your own research if you want to know what he's done. I'm not gonna leave links and everything. If you're curious or interested on what he has done to try to erase this from his past, go look at it, go check it out. But I'm telling you, I'm not trying to excuse any of this. Of course, definitely not trying to excuse any of what he's done. All I know is, just looking at the facts, he's went to the family multiple times, number one. Number two, the family's well off. Trust me, they're well off. Number two. Number three, at this year in time, it's happened almost 40 years ago. He went to prison, he was convicted, and he's made numerous great films after that. So he's more, you know, I'm just gonna go and say it. He's done more than enough to bring himself back into society like people do every single day, you know. When they get out of prison, they do something great to become preachers, lawyers. I mean, you name it, they're doing stuff, you know. But anyway, yeah, that's it. No more Jeepers Creepers unless it's from him. If it's not from him, you're not gonna get it in the story.